I want to talk about what happened at the Phillies Marlins game.
Oh.
So,
Oh, yeah.
it was surely something. Now, there's a lot of, maybe some troublesome undertones surrounding all of it, but I just want to talk about the act of an adult taking the ball away from a child and whatnot.
This is the CEO of the multi-million-dollar corporation that took it away.
Was she a CEO?
No,
I heard she was like an administrator in a school.
I'm
for New Jersey.
I'm
yeah.
thinking about a different issue.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is a CEO taking a ball away from a child.
Oh.
And then
That's terrible.
But I think the statement that was made afterwards is probably not real, and some BS.
And
but
also,
yeah, go ahead.
along with this lady, also the guy recently in Arizona who was like interfering with the home run balls and apparently had done it like 5 other times.
Yes.
Fans, guys.
You are not special.
Yes. When you are in the stands, you are an NPC. You are not the main character.
Yeah.
Nobody, not a single soul. The closest thing to a main character in the stands is the kids.
I don't care how many TikTok views you can get from it. It's not about you.
And
if it's not about the players, it's absolutely about the kids.
Yes.
What are you doing?
And it wasn't, and she didn't like take it from the child. So it was I'm really interested because
I did also want to play a little devil's advocate on her behalf.
So this is how I see it.
Yeah.
This is how I saw it happen and everything. Harrison Bader ropes a moonshot out into left field, and it lands into a section of the ballpark where they have bleachers.
And first off, landed nowhere near Dad and his kid.
No, but yes, but no. And I'll tell you why.
Yes.
So it lands. Nobody catches it. It lands near an empty.
You got the scramble.
Yes. There is a mad dash for this.
Oh, yeah.
She is certainly closest to this ball. She's
Yes.
about 2 rows back from where the ball is. Dad, who is with son,
Probably in that row, but
in that row and in that section. They're
15 seats to the side.
yeah, but they're in the same.
Right,
He's in the same
absolutely.
section. It's not like he came from like the center field grass.
Not doing the Zach
Yeah.
Campbell.
Yeah, man. This dude absolutely. When he saw that no one grabbed it and it was going to be a mad dash for it, he was like, "Oh, dang, I've got a shot because I'm here. I'm just right there." She couldn't get there fast enough. There was a whole nother person that was trying to get it too. Dad grabbed it.
Yeah.
And that's what happens.
That happens at baseball
Yep,
games.
when it's a mad
Every
dash for
day.
the ball.
All right, this is what I was talking about. Have y'all seen this? This was at the U.S. Open for tennis.
U.S.
Yes. Oh, yes, I did.
Where he just snatches this hat away from this child.
Wow.
This was a Polish CEO of a millionaire. Yeah.
out his hand.
Like, buy one. Go buy one.
Just snatched it.
Buy another one, you rich motherfucker.
And then like immediately shoves it in his pocket like he's about to play a getaway.
Yep.
Wow.
So, after Dad gets it, he runs back over to the kid, puts it in the kid's glove, gives him a big hug. While this happened, Philly's Karen, that's what they are calling her. She has been identified completely. First, middle, and last name.
Oof.
She had made a beeline to Dad, and
Yeah, she was right behind him as he was walking
right
back.
behind him, and kind of like nudges him on his shoulder and starts to confront him.
Did you see his initial reaction though?
Yes, he was spooked. He
was not expecting
No,
that.
he was not ready
that
for her.
totally caught him off guard.
Yeah, and then she, of course, starts just berating him.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
my ball, blah, blah, blah. That's
Yeah,
my
and
ball.
there's a close up TikTok of it or Snapchat where that's absolutely what she's saying.
Yeah.
She's like, "You took it out of my hands" or something like that.
Yeah, and you can't tell if
it's not
she
that
actually
clear.
did. Who really knows if it was in her hand or not?
Here's the ultimate thing though. Is like, even if it did happen that way and he took it out of your hands, at this point, let the kid have the ball.
No kidding, right?
And to our knowledge, you had no kid with you. Now, if you had a kid and Dad took it out of your kid's hands and went and gave it to his kid, it's a whole different situation.
Mm-hmm.
But you're some middle-aged somebody at a game. No.
Yeah, Dad ends up giving the ball back.
Yes.
To the lady,
Like a
It was
fine,
basically-
get out of my face.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then all is made right by
Be the bigger
Marlins.
man in the end.
Yeah, the Marlins come and they give a big gift bag to
It
the
seems
kid.
like a nice little gift bag.
Yes, and then Harrison Bader met the kid afterward.
Signed a bat?
Signed a bat and gave it to him. So,
All's well that ends well.
yeah, the team's made it right.
They shouldn't have to.
No, they shouldn't.
Shouldn't have to. You
And that
just
should be
behave.
that should be a PSA for anybody who's going to listen to this, especially for a home run ball and even for a foul ball. If you the adult don't catch that thing cleanly and you're going for a mad dash, and if there's children in that mad dash, you're going to have to let them have it.
There's another famous viral video where it's, I think it's a foul ball hit to a pretty empty section, and you just see like this maybe 22-year-old dude and this 6-year-old girl that are both, coming from opposite directions going towards the ball. The guy gets the ball first, throws his arm up in the air like, hell yeah, I did it, woo, let's go, and then immediately gives the ball to the girl.
See?
That's what you do.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Mm-hmm. The kid gets the ball. Always.
Yep.
I remember actually going to a game back in, I think it was like 2004, where the Rangers were playing the Cardinals, and me and my dad were sitting out in the outfield, and I remember just hearing this chorus of boos out of nowhere, like particularly loud boos, and it was just like the middle of, like, it made no sense with what was going on with the field. And like, this made the news later that night that basically a dude ripped a ball out of a kid's hands, and it's just like, it never ends well for you. You're never gonna come out on top.
It's like, why are you doing this? Why do you want to rip this ball away so much? Why do you want this so bad? Because you've been dreaming about this since you were a kid. So why would you want to ruin that for this kid?
For this kid. The kid's, you're literally ripping that experience out of their hands.
Sometimes we're told at 20, sometimes we're told at 40.
But we're all told.
Yeah, it was really crazy to see the people who were trying to defend her, too, because they were like, well, she had the ball, but he had to come from so far away. I'm like, you can't tell if she actually had the ball in the video.
Yeah, there's no definitive evidence.
You can tell that the guy is just as much shot at as she did, because it wasn't like he had to like jump over a bunch of people. There was nobody in between where his seats were and where the ball landed on his row.
Now, I absolutely think she has a right to be pissed about it.
Sure.
But that's when you just like, oh, shucks.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Dirt.
Man, he even took it from, dang it.
Darn
Sometimes you draw the short straw.
Yes.
Laura Durnit.
Maybe next time. Laura Durnit. Maybe next time.
McDermott Mulroney.
She lost her job.
Yeah, she did. She did lose her job.
And that's just the moral of the story, is like, even like, obviously it's bad to take balls from kids, but it's like the internet will find you. The internet has a history of destroying lives in these situations.
Yeah, man,
Come
you
on.
can't. Yeah, where
This
were
world
you?
is ruled by the court of public opinion.
Oh, yeah.
The mob will get you.
You will have real world consequences.
Especially if you have a recognizable haircut.
Welcome to the Ranger Zone. We are three obsessively obsessed Rangers fanatics, semi-qualified, to dish out our takes like hotcakes from the fans to the front office. I am Robbie Belusic.
I dished out a hot take on a fan.
Mm-hmm.
I am Tony Cook.
We have a fantastic episode, as always, for you. So we're going to get into some cool stuff for this episode. I'm sure you have heard that Rob Manfred and the rest of the baseball world have been talking realignment with all of the different teams and leagues and divisions and how that is going to happen, as well as the expansion.
Chris's
of
blood
the
pressure
league.
just went up.
It sure is.
The old man's about to yell at clouds.
But before we do that, how about a little bit of news?
Nice.
And it's for yous.
If you have not been to the stadium, you got to get up there and you got to see the Beltre statue. It was unveiled in late August 22nd. Oh, that was the day. Oh, yeah. It was a bad day for me on that Friday. But anyway, you got to get out there. You got to see the statue. It is very cool.
Are you allowed to touch its head? Do we know? Like, because I know it's got this huge base to it, so you would have to climb up onto the base to get to its head.
I want to touch its head so much that it gets this like Statue of Liberty effect.
Yeah, where it's shiny.
Yeah.
That needs to happen. Like that statue of that dog in the park where it's like everybody's pet the dog.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. The Seattle has that. They've got a pig on
Nice.
in Pike Place, right in the corner, right where they throw the fish. They got this little pig. I think it's a piggy bank, or was at one point. I think that it's not anymore.
Is it like good luck to rub it or something?
Yeah, people take pictures of it.
Like the Buddha.
Yes. Next up, there are a cavalcade of players who are injured or done for the season. I figured I would give everyone an update of who these guys are because they are dropping in like flies, and some of them are coming back.
They're all important people.
Yeah.
Which is
All of them.
It's very strange. Simeon out for the season. He has a metatarsal fracture on his left foot.
Is he possible for postseason play?
Yes.
Okay.
I would imagine he is. He, especially Marcus Simeon, it's a broken toe.
Oh, he's like as soon as he
Do
can
we
get back,
know
he
which
will.
toe? Because that actually do what now?
Middle toe on the
Middle
left
toe?
foot.
Is big toe the worst in the situation?
I would anticipate either big toe obviously being the. I would
the
actually
pinky?
either toe on the end is probably
Yeah, just because of the
suck.
leverage.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So Evan Carter, wrist fracture.
This one is season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Done.
Not going to play in October.
Done for. Nathan Uvalde has a rotator cuff strain. I imagine, depending on where we are in the postseason, he is a possible candidate to come back. And I think it's only if we're in the World Series, and I think it's out of the bullpen.
Yes, that's what I was hearing. Yeah, if it is, that's the kind of situation we're looking at.
Yeah.
And it's just
Because we'll absolutely be needing bullpen arms if we make it to the World Series.
this one hurt particularly. This out of all of the injuries, this
yeah.
one hurt the
This is
worst.
John Gray here. He is done for the season and postseason, I would imagine, with shoulder nerve irritation.
You've probably seen the last of John Gray in a Rangers uniform.
Yes. Corey Seager.
Who knows?
Yeah, he would certainly be back for a wild card run, I think.
Yeah.
It was an appendectomy.
I heard he could even be back for the last week of the season.
What I had looked up on terrible Google MD was that you're allowed to do strenuous activity within 4 to 6 weeks. So, I took a couple off of that because they're athletes. Their
Right.
bodies are different.
They're freaks.
Exactly.
From what I understand, Seager had a lot of influence in not shutting him down for the rest of the year.
Oh, good.
And wanting to rehab and try to be available.
Good.
I would say that probably set the tone for us not falling off and just giving up on the year here.
So with him, he's frequently hurt. Unfortunately, he's got the
Yeah.
chronic hammies, right?
Yeah.
But I don't want to hear anybody say anything about this man's toughness. The dude hit a home run with appendicitis.
Yeah.
Like, that hurt.
Yeah.
Most people can't get off the ground with a
Yeah.
pencil.
Yeah.
He hit
Yeah.
a freaking home run in an MLB game, and the next day had the surgery.
Next up
What a dog.
is Next up is Adolis Garcia. He's had a quad strain. He constantly has quad strains. I feel like it's because they're so damn big.
Yeah. But doing so many squats.
They're so big.
Too big for an MLB player, man.
Yeah,
Steroids or not, he's too big.
He'll be back in the regular season. Probably late September. We'll see him come back. Danny Coulomb, I'm not sure.
This one, I mean, he can stay hurt with
Yeah.
how he's pitched with us. So
He's got some shoulder fatigue, so it would be he's probably on your postseason roster if you make it there. Yeah. And then the last one is Sam Haggerty. He should be back any day now. Had some ankle inflammation in that in late August, I believe.
it'd be nice to have him back.
Yes, I enjoy Sam. Enjoy me some Sam Haggerty.
Schwaggity.
Next up in the news, if you had not heard, this happened a while ago, but it really only made the rounds in August. Yeah, about August 14th, but it happened like back in July. This was the Rowdy Tellez interview on 105.3 The Fan with the G-Bag Nation.
Absolute train wreck.
It was very bad. I went and transcribed this interview.
Oh, no.
So you can kind of see how everything went down. This starts off, Gavin Dawson, great to have you. They say everything's bigger in Texas, so I guess you're fitting right in with that. Is that the story? And Rowdy Tellez says, I guess so. I mean, I'm built more like an offensive lineman than a first baseman, but I guess it works. And then immediately after Gavin Dawson, now seriously though, how many brisket sandwiches are you in right now? Long pause. Had you had yourself a brisket sando yet, Rowdy? Because Rowdy is not answering this question. Then Tellez says, I live here, so... Oh, okay, Gavin Dawson replies. Then Tellez, yeah, I've lived here for a while, so I've dabbled in my fair share of them. Then Dawson again, right on. See, I thought I noticed some Texan in your voice. Tellez, no, it's, I don't think it sounds any different. Dawson, right on. Then reintroduces the listeners to let them know.
God.
To let
Ow.
them to let them know. That
And it's just as awkward as it sounds, guys.
it's bad.
It's terrible.
It then starts to get a little bit better. They are talking about how dialed in he is, and so Rowdy just kind of goes through his process about how he got traded from wherever he was, Seattle, how he left Seattle and came to us.
Yeah.
Then they talked about the clubhouse dynamic, very normal stuff that you hear. Rowdy's talking about just trying to fit in. I like to smile and make jokes, and everybody knows that about me. Wolchuk starts asking about chatting it up at first base with other players. Giafalo asks about like the name Rowdy and has that moniker. Has he been able to like tap into something that dials into that? And then Gavin pipes in. No, sorry. No, sorry. It's not Gavin. This is Eric Giafalo.
Oh yeah.
Giafalo right after. I've also seen the other nickname float around. I don't know if you've heard it. The Girthquake. Brief pause. Telez. Yeah, I haven't heard that one. That's new to me, but it's kind of funny. Then Giafalo. Yeah, that's pretty funny. You're from California and you're girthy as hell. Then back to
girthy as hell. Oh my goodness.
Then Telez. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I like that one. And then Gavin Dawson. Wow. Okay. All right. Giafalo. We'll flip it. What's a game day like for you? The interview starts to go back to a very normal interview. They ask about Klay Thompson, who threw out the first pitch, around that time. And then Gavin Dawson. What would be a Rowdy Telez concession item if you got to design it?
They just won't. They're tripling down.
Yeah. Telez, brief pause. I'm trying to think. Honestly, probably something like I'm going to go, I go to Hutchins Barbecue and I get a Texas Twinkie. Those are good. Probably anything with brisket. I love brisket. A good brisket sandwich with some onion strings, sweet barbecue sauce on it. They chat about Hutchins Barbecue. Then Gavin Dawson again. Speaking of big guys... Cal Riley's just a sensation. You've been on the Mariners. What do you make of this dude? Dawson again. Oh no, Giafalo talks about who's the toughest bat he has to face. They talk about his favorite hits of his career. Officiating Danny Jansen's wedding. Gavin Dawson. If your job was not hitting absolute bombs, what do you think you'd be into? Would you be a minister? And then Telez, probably not that either. I thought you were going to do something along the fat joke line, like how you asked me about food.
Oh, my God.
Gavin Dawson. Oh, my bad. Telez, maybe a taste tester, probably a hunting guide. Or he was like, maybe like a taste tester. He said, no, but probably a hunting guide. Then Dawson. And Buddy, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make a fat joke. I just thought you were a tank. And then... Telez, no, I'm self-deprecating too, so don't worry. Everyone laughs. Jared Giafalo, it's all good, broski. And then they end the interview.
Oh
Gavin
God.
Dawson, that's my bad. Wolchuk, finally. Wolchuk has also been trying to steer this thing in the right direction the whole time.
And Giafalo was not helping.
No. Yeah, so Dawson, that's my bad. Wolchuk, rough start. Giafalo. Well, I doubled down on it with the Girthquake stuff.
Oh my God.
They discussed that, how it went poorly for about another minute, and how they need to send a care package to Rowdy, and how they felt that that an apology would be coming. And then the very end, right before they cut to break, you hear Wolchuk. Good Lord. Oh my God.
Oh man. And then
he was such a rough listen.
I think it was the next day. Bobby Belt on the morning show.
He chopped it up.
No, did you hear his AI version though, where he
Yes,
and he made him the whole thing was just fat nicknames for Rowdy. It was terrible.
It was so bad. Yeah. Then they relived the interview again on a later show because they just chopped up the bad bits, and right after Sean and RJ was talking about him too. And then it was in August when he was being interviewed by Foul Territory.
I listened to that like the day it came out, and that was because they didn't mention anything about the radio show in the title on YouTube. I was just like, oh, right. Rowdy was on Foul Territory. Let me click on this, and my jaw was on the floor. He went after them. He was throwing all kinds of shade at the 105.3 guys.
Yeah.
He's also hilarious. His banter back and forth with AJ Pierzynski was gold.
Yeah, I mean, he was, and rightfully so, not necessarily trashing the G-Bag Nation, but, calling them out.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Justifiably so.
It was
It's just like, these radio guys that think they're funny or something like that.
Yeah. Gavin Dawson had a tweet that he deleted at one point. And says,
this is the best part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because he had to delete this tweet.
This tweet said, "There's two kinds of sports media, Homer and honest. People pick. It's okay if you can't handle truths. Oh my God. The Rowdy thing was a big misunderstanding. I did nothing wrong.
I did nothing wrong.
He can't handle his emotions, which is probably why he overeats and blames others for his weird reactions."
Whoa.
Yeah. From
Gavin was in his feels.
yes.
Was this pre or post this foul territory?
Oh, definitely post foul
Okay.
territory, yeah.
Yes. This August 19th is when these tweets were.
Gotcha.
And people were eviscerating Gavin
Yes,
Dawson
rightfully
on
so.
Twitter. One guy said, "Wait a second, Gavin. This is at what is your dumb handle? You don't even get a mention. You're sourceless.
Sourceless.
Wait a second, Gavin. You asked damn near every single question about food, and you think for a minute he drew first blood?" That's what Dawson was like. He drew first blood. It was like, what? How? Okay, so on to our last news topic. Yes, our last news topic.
You can always watch baseball, even if it's 150 plus years old, and see something you've never seen before.
Yes, this is Framber Valdez of the Houstonian Souls plunked his own catcher with a pitch.
Salty ass.
Yes.
Salty.
Yes. Framber Valdez had the bases loaded against whoever at whatever day.
Okay.
I think it was the Yankees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Valdez hadn't had his best stuff today, but at least to this point has not given up much.
Yeah, been keeping it close.
He's in this half inning though. He's struggled and he's
falling
loaded the
apart.
bases. The batter before this batter that we're about to talk about, he struck out, and Salazar, the catcher, did a great job of framing this ball and making it a strike for this out.
To get that, yeah.
Nice.
Okay, please continue with your...
Yes.
Because there's this part.
Yes. The bases are loaded. They have probably already agreed on a pitch, and Salazar is realizing that it's not the pitch that needs to be thrown. So he is trying to back him off the plate.
Hey, whoa, step off real quick. Step
Correct.
off.
One more.
Trying to get a timeout.
One more caveat here. There are no more signs for pitchers and catchers. They have comms. They
Yeah.
know exactly what they're throwing and where they're
I
throwing.
thought I had heard that he wasn't wearing a comm, though.
Oh.
Or something like that. Don't quote me on that.
Okay. I hadn't heard that, but I'd have to double check on that part.
Yes. Salazar, I had heard, wanted him to throw a curveball. Because I think the count might have been full as well. Wanted him to throw a curveball. They needed the chase. He was trying to get the chase for the strike, and Framber Valdez.
Yeah, he doesn't wear a pitch comm.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Framber Valdez does not step off the rubber.
No,
so
just delivers.
Yes, just delivers what I think was a sinker.
That did not sink.
It was
Nope.
in the heart of the plate.
Yeah, and it got blasted for a grand slam. And allegedly, what happens in the next at bat is that Salazar calls the pitch, and they agree on it.
They
and,
call for an inside off-speed pitch.
yes, and Framber Valdez does not throw it there, so Salazar's glove is not there, and it hits him square in
And
the
he threw
chest
a-
protector.
threw a
He
four-seamer, right?
He threw a 95 mile an hour. Valdez fastball is a sinker.
Okay.
Yeah,
It was a 95 mile an hour sinker dead into his chest.
right into his chest plate. Yeah.
And while Salazar, in the grand scheme of things, totally kept his cool, the man, I've never seen somebody kill somebody with their eyes like that before.
The body language told
Yeah,
you
everything.
everything you needed
Yep.
to know from both of these
Yes,
players.
because Valdez knew. Sorry. Normally in this situation, the pitcher's like, "Oh crap, I'm so sorry, bro. This is your battery mate."
Yeah.
No, Valdez turns his back, casually walks behind. the
When
mound.
there is confusion, people look confused.
yes,
There was
neither
no
one
confusion. Everyone knew exactly what just happened.
of them. Yep. Oh, and maybe Anthony Volpe at the plate was a little confused. He's
Okay,
like, "Wait a
actually,
minute."
yeah. Volpe was like, wait, you guys beefing? What's going on?
Oh shit.
there's a pass ball or something, the pitcher or the batter doesn't acknowledge that. He's focused on his at bat. He's in his routine. He's adjusting his batting gloves. Volpe's like, what the hell just happened?
This was an absolutely wild situation. I've never seen something like this.
Pitches get and after the post game, they both had different explanations for what happened.
Again, Salazar, totally pro.
And yeah, they both kind of were like, "Oh, it was my fault. Oh, it was my fault," but for different reasons. Which is like, okay, well then neither one of those is actually the reason.
I heard that things got a little heated in the clubhouse afterwards.
I bet.
And then there was a separate called into the office by the manager.
We keep bringing up foul territory. Mm-hmm. I heard AJ Prziski talk about this.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's who I wanted to hear from.
Yes, 'cause he's the catcher.
He was like...
And he's a red-assed catcher,
He was
too.
basically like, if Salazar was anything other than the third catcher on the Astros, if he was an everyday player for them, there would have been some serious issues.
Yeah, you're not doing that to Yainer Diaz.
No. AJ Prziski was like if it had been me, I wouldn't have like charged them out or anything. And he's like, because I'm a professional. So he said I would have gotten the third out, and then I would have walked straight to that manager and said, all right, me or him. I'm not going back out there with that
right?
You know?
For real. Mm-hmm. That's like, it was so bad that there was rumors circulating afterwards that the Astros they don't re-sign their players anyway, but they were going to make no attempt to re-sign him. Like he's walking at the end of the year. So
I would too. You can't have that. You can't have that.
No,
absolutely not. You cannot have that in your clubhouse.
There was too many angles of that incident.
Like
I've seen
not even Carlos Zambrano would do some shit like that.
The body language, the eyes. I watched Salazar's reaction to this 3 or 4 times, just like in its entirety. And it was like confusion for like 1 second. And he just like freezes. He's like, wait, did that just...
Yeah.
That did. And he's like, when he takes his ball and reaches for the ball from the umpire, he's like, this MFer just did that.
like very, very terse look on his face. Yeah.
We did a whole episode
about
unwritten rules.
Yeah.
You don't show up your teammate, man.
You don't show up your teammate. And
that's one of the most asshole ways I could... Sorry.
I think the best litmus test for the health of your clubhouse is the relationship of your battery.
Absolutely.
The relationship between your catcher and your pitching staff basically is a microcosm for your entire clubhouse.
A great example is it's probably like 2 or 3 years ago now when Contreras first went to the Cardinals and was the replacement for Yadier Molina, and things went terribly. Mm-hmm. Not only did his defense take a step back, you're replacing Yadier Molina, so it's like doubly so.
The entire clubhouse is different now,
and the pitchers were ready to revolt. They basically got him moved to a DH first base position because they're like, we can't work with this guy.
That's all for the news. All right, we will dive right on in to the main segment. So Rob Manfred, as I spoketh earlier, he's the commissioner of baseball, came out sometime in late August and was talking about not only the expansion of the league, which has been a buzz. There are lots of teams that could be popping up. Orlando is a landing spot for Tampa or just another expansion team. There's Charlotte, there's Nashville. There's also now talk of a Portland team, which wasn't really going on, I think, when we all discussed this not that long ago. That is recently surfaced due to the talks of, or recently become more in the spotlight due to the talks of Rob Manfred coming out publicly and being like, hey, we're gonna expand, and we are also going to realign. Oh, I did hear. Did either of you guys hear about Austin? Texas wants a baseball team.
Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
No, 2's enough.
Yeah.
Tom Vandergrift could barely get the Rangers here, the Astros, through such a fit.
There's not a...
If you can't support more than 2 football teams, you can't support more than 2 baseball teams.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Everybody has been putting out their dream divisions and breaking up the National League and the American League. Some of them are even calling them different things, and all of the divisions have different names. But essentially, the way it is now is that there are 3 divisions per league. So there's a West, a Central, and an East, both for the National League and the American League, and 5 teams in each of those divisions. The way that this expansion and realignment would work, because they're going to add at least 2 teams, making it from 30 to 32, would be 4 divisions with 4 teams on either side of the league instead of 3 divisions of 5 teams. So this is where things get interesting. I put in here for reference one of Fox Sports, and we can kind of use that to see where it compares to ours. There's so many of them. There's so many of them. A lot of them are similar, and a lot of them are different. But I want to hear you guys. Let's either of y'all would like to take the floor and just kind of wherever you want to go with it, and let's go there.
Chris, you go first.
You want me to get this out of the way?
Do it. Yell at the sky, old
All
man.
right. My biggest thing is there is a history of honoring tradition in baseball.
Yes.
And I've been very open to a lot of things that have happened lately. You know, the expanded playoffs, I love. The, universal DH, I think it's a great idea.
I think that's cool.
The pitch clock, I love the pitch clock. Not so crazy about the zombie runner in extra innings.
Yeah.
That one can go. Just because I love it. 18-inning baseball games, 2 for 1 is great. Realignment's a very touchy subject for me. It always has been as a thought exercise. The biggest thing being, for the majority of the history of baseball, and I mean the majority as in up to the year 2000, the American League and the National League were legally 2 separate entities. The only thing that unified the two was the office of the commissioner. The only thing that had authority over both leagues was the office of the commissioner. You had league presidents that were essentially just as powerful as the commissioner, could ban players, could levy fines. That history is so ingrained in baseball, and interleague play didn't happen until 1997.
Yeah.
The universal DH didn't happen until 2022, I think. To do a dramatic mix-up to even eliminate them and do a Western Conference, Eastern Conference is a horrible idea, in my opinion. It would tear up a lot of rivalries, and I do have to acknowledge, especially with the elimination of the pitcher hitting in the National League, they really are the same exact thing at this point. They've eliminated these differences ever since 2000. They've slowly eroded away, but I don't know if I want to let go of that last thing, which is the established differentiator of American League, National League. This goes back so much further. We're not talking about a merger that happened in 1970. We're talking about these teams have been playing each other in the World Series, or these leagues have been playing each other in the World Series since 1901.
Yeah.
1903. It's insane to me to break up. That's the history to me that you're losing. That's the contiguous part. Is what's the ultimate prize in baseball is to win the World Series, which is the matchup between the American League and the National League to prove which team is superior, But that's going away if you do an East-West thing. I doubt they'll go that dramatic. I think there will still be an American League and a National League. It would really shock me if they changed it.
I would prefer to keep the AL and NL.
Yeah, I can't see them doing an East-West thing. That would just be wild. But to really shake up some of these divisions is going to be interesting, or to do a lot of flip-flopping between the leagues.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, doing more than 2 swaps would be a travesty. Now I can probably get on board with 2 swaps, where it's like, okay, the Brewers and the Astros, they switched in the past, like that was fine. But I don't want half of the NL to all of a sudden be in the American League. That's gonna be.
Oh no!
I'm gonna have takes for both of y'all.
Oh no! There's so much.
I can't tell the difference between mine at this point. I'm pretty sure I have the Rangers in what would end up in the National League. Oh, here's the thing too: is when you expand, you have to realign. The way that they're realigned, you can't just plug in 2 teams. You'd have to add 6 new teams in order to make it work.
So they can, if they add 2 more teams, they can go to 2 leagues of 4 divisions, or 2 leagues with 4 divisions with 4 teams each.
Yeah,
and that seems like that's what the NFL has been doing for a long time.
Yeah,
and that seems really an ideal place to at least start, because I doubt they're just wanting to expand to two extra teams, seeing as the NHL and the NBA are also talking about going beyond. NHL's already beyond 32. They're at 34, I think, now.
Yeah.
But like this thing is going to at least 36 in most leagues, I would think, if not, which league's going to be the first to 40. There comes a point when the amount of teams dilutes the prize so much that it almost seems impossible to obtain.
Yeah.
Or it could be something that encourages the reign of dynasties, because what's going to happen is the same thing that happened in the 90s, where it's going to dilute the pitching, which could be a boon for the league, honestly, because pitching is so good right now.
Right.
But the talent, there's going to be some bad teams.
The cream is going to rise to the top.
Yeah.
and
The cream is going to rise to the people who can pay the most for the cream.
I think you can make an
Well,
argument.
not necessarily though. It would come to these blue chip organizations who know how to groom their pitching, and
Yes.
that's what's going to flourish.
You could make an argument, I think, that the Yankees dynasty could be a product of 2 expansion drafts in the 90s. So,
Yeah.
and an owner that was willing to spend out the
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, what you're saying is no.
yeah, but no. I could definitely give you like the good commentary on like, oh, like you don't want to break up. So like even just looking here at the, I guess this was the Fox realignment, right?
Correct.
One thing that they did here that I just don't think that you can do is, yeah, they're in separate leagues here. Is the Braves. So at least they're in the same league as the Mets and the Phillies, but that's a trio of hate that's unmatched in the rest of baseball.
Really?
Those 3
Braves,
teams,
Mets, and Phillies.
Braves, Mets, and Phillies, those fan bases hate each other more than any other fan base. so to break that,
just checking when they see me.
but the, and then also in the NL East is the Nats and the Marlins. They can go wherever, but to like break up those 3 teams would be like breaking up the Dodgers and the Giants, or the Yankees and the Red Sox.
I got you.
I got news for you. We're breaking them.
Yeah. Okay.
We're breaking them all up.
So I'll take you through my dilemma, because this is where I started with the Rangers, who I want them to play. This is
You left the Astros at least in our division, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Of course.
There was so many that broke us up, and I was like, y'all are crazy.
Yeah. This is what I would love for our division to be. Us, Houston, Colorado, and Arizona.
Us, Houston. I could live with that. I'm not so married to any of the other teams in our division.
Here's the problem. Seattle, geographically, is
they're
screwing everybody.
They're going to be screwed no matter what, though. There's no way you can make them work in a division.
Because I was just working that out. So I'm like, okay, so if you did that, us, Houston, Colorado, Arizona, Seattle, a Portland expansion, San Francisco, and Vegas, which leaves...
You broke up the Dodgers.
Which leaves the Dodgers, the Angels, and the Padres.
Okay.
And then there's no more teams on the West Coast. There's nobody else to pair them with. Arizona would be the team to pair them with geographically.
What if you...
Which means we would lose Arizona, I would love to have us in there.
Could you make that work if you
would need
sacrifice one of Arizona or Colorado for an old rival, such as the A's or the Angels, and that would allow Arizona to then go be in that division with the Dodgers and the Padres?
No, because I want both the Rockies and the Diamondbacks.
No matter what?
Yes.
Okay.
Those are the two.
That's
I
your
want
starting
those
point?
two. Yeah,
Okay.
I want those two really bad.
You just want that Southwest region kind of
I do.
thing?
I would love that whole Southwest region.
That would be a good division. I would not hate that
But
at all.
but I like how I laid it out. It almost works. You would need another expansion team on the West Coast. You would need Oakland to stay there. You would need another team to move to Oakland once they move to Vegas, and then you could do it.
This is where I see us ending up in a division that has like us, the White Sox, and the Royals, and the Astros going up north. That's how I see that ending up happening, because they would leave. But that would totally screws what you were just saying.
But see, so the way to fix it is to give up Arizona and give it to that division, and then now Kansas City fills their spot for us.
I see that's what they have here as the NL Central.
That's what a lot of people put. They have us in Kansas City, and
that would also be a killer division,
and it works geographically, and that's fine. That's cool with me.
I'd be so okay
We used
with
to
that.
be in a division with Kansas City, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
they used to be in the AL West along with the White Sox and the Twins.
So and that's how my worked out. So that was the, for sake of this, we'll say the National League South: Texas, Houston, Colorado, and Kansas City.
I could totally live with that.
Which would make the western part of that the American League West: Seattle, Portland, Vegas, and Arizona.
That works too, because now does this put the Dodgers back with the Giants in this point? Because you just said Vegas, Portland, Seattle, and the Angels. Right?
Yes.
Or
Vegas, Portland, Seattle, and Arizona.
Yeah. Okay, so this is great.
Yes, because that means the rest, which is in the opposite. They are in the American League West now, this would be the American League West. San Francisco, L.A., San Diego, the rest of the California teams.
That's a good division.
Yeah,
That's a good division.
I like that.
Because you keep the Dodgers' two main rivals, which I would think are the Giants and the Padres. The Angels and the Dodgers kind of have this love-hate thing because the Angels trying to be LA, and LA is like, but we're actually in LA.
Yeah.
And then, is Arizona in this division, you said?
Arizona's in the other with
division.
Seattle.
This works.
Yeah.
I like this. I can live with that.
And they're separate leagues. So the teams in California, or the one in...
one's the NL West, one's the AL West?
Yes. Yeah, because one is all the California teams, and the other one is the ones that are close.
That's left, yeah.
Yeah, those are close. All right, so I'll take you to let's go to we'll fill out the rest of the division, the league that Texas is in. Because Texas is now in that league with us, Houston, Colorado, Kansas City, and the whole western coast that is not California.
Right.
Portland, Seattle, Vegas, Arizona. So
now we need the East Coast?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I have got the National League Midwest, which is Midwest teams. This is Cincinnati. This is St. Louis. This is the Cubs and the White Sox, which leaves the last four groupings in the National League Deep South: Atlanta, Tampa, Miami, and the Charlotte or Nashville team.
Well, that works.
The big thing that jumped out to me is the separation of the Cardinals and the Cubs. That's a rough one.
No, they're in the same division.
They are?
Yeah. I have Cincinnati, St. Louis,
Both Chicago,
both Chicago's.
Oh, okay. Never mind. That might actually work.
Yeah.
Then. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why I
My
kept.
bad.
Because I knew they had that rep, so I kept that. That's the whole National League. I would say.
And what was the Deep South again? It was Atlanta,
Tampa, Miami. So Atlanta, both Florida teams, and then whatever the expansion team is going to be in Charlotte or Nashville.
That works outside of the NL East
Splitting up.
rivalry.
Yeah.
But that's.
I'm breaking that whole rivalry up because all three of them are going to different divisions.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes. So we'll take it over to the American League.
Okay.
So we've already established it's all the California teams. They're in the AL West. Now I'll take you to the Northeast. This is the American League Northeast with the Yankees, the Mets, the Red Sox, and the O's, the Orioles.
Oh.
And then we have the American League Middle East. This is pretty much everything north, like all of our northernmost teams. This is Minnesota, this is Milwaukee, this is Detroit, and I threw Cleveland in there.
Okay.
And then we have the American League
vibes.
East, which sorry.
Where did Toronto go in this?
This one, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I did do this one a little backward. I had to throw Toronto in there. American League East would be Pittsburgh, Toronto, Washington, and Philly.
Pittsburgh and Philly is interesting.
This one
You could establish stuff there.
yes,
Like that could
Yeah,
grow.
I like Pittsburgh, Philly. I hadn't even thought about that.
Putting Toronto is really close to those teams as well. So closer to those teams than the Yankees and the Red Sox.
Yeah. So that's how mine shakes out. And like I said, I don't know how you would label them league from league because I have split up a lot of people because we're, there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, at least 8 teams with our that would be in Texas's league that were
In the other league.
that were in the National League previously, and then maybe 9 depending on where Charlotte and Nashville is going to be.
My sky would not be falling if that happened. I could live with that.
Yeah. And
Break my heart, Tony.
go for it.
All right. So when I was doing this list, I was thinking, what does baseball need? Baseball needs ratings. That's what
Okay.
baseball needs.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Baseball needs ratings.
Needs eyes
Hoping
on it.
you were taking it to the place I wanted to take it to, but didn't have enough time.
Are you talking like making this more of a national sport as opposed to the regional sport it's become?
So that's exactly my point. And
Okay.
the dichotomy between your opinion on this and my opinion on this is the small market, big market issue here.
Are you putting like one big market with every small market kind of a thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm
Ooh.
trying to bridge this. So I feel the money is in TV deals right now.
Right.
And baseball just doesn't have a large enough and marketable enough. It's so regional. They just don't have the national draw that the basketball and football are getting, and that's why they're getting these enormous contracts from their TV deals, and why the health of their league is growing so quickly. The accumulation of the two different leagues for those prospective businesses was very different from Major League Baseball. You were talking about in the 70s. The NBA basically just absorbed it. It's not really a mutual, agreement, kind of like baseball was. Where both leagues kind of stand on their own still. It's not the same in that regard. But
that's literally, like, for a small tangent, that's literally the reason why Major League Baseball is plural. As like you say, you don't say the MLB, you just say MLB, but you say the NBA, the NFL,
right?
Because you have two leagues of equal standing,
right? I think that's a nice thing to hang your hat on. I think it's hurt the league.
I mean, it's definitely
it's a point of pride,
being
but
dug in. Yeah,
I think it's cost them some money and some fans.
Okay.
So my main influence in rebuilding Major League Baseball was in order to provide viewership for more audiences.
I mean, it's hard to argue with that being your starting point.
So with that in mind, I built this league around time zones.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay.
So with it being around time zones, there's a lot of Eastern Standard Time divisions here.
Yeah, I bet.
Right. I mean, baseball is it's still so Eastern heavy.
Basically, the way this shook out, there's only 3 teams that are not playing in their time zone.
Okay.
And 2 of them
are the Colorado Rockies and Diamondbacks,
who are already mixing up their time zones anyway.
Right.
Nice. Yeah.
All right. So our first Eastern Standard Time division is going to be Yankees, Mets, Red Sox, Phillies, Blue Jays. All right.
Okay.
The next Eastern Standard Time division is going to be Washington Nationals, Detroit Tigers, Cincinnati Reds, Cleveland Guardians, and Pittsburgh Pirates.
The Tigers are in the East? Or in the Eastern time zone?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anyway.
The next division is going to be Baltimore Orioles, Atlanta Braves.
Did you split up the Orioles and the Nationals?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah. Let's see, what is AB? No, I'm sorry, not AB.
That's like
TR. I only did initials. I'm an idiot.
Oh, Tampa Bay Rays?
Yes, that's Tampa Bay. Okay. That's got to be Tampa Bay. Okay. Boston. I'm sorry. Yeah, okay.
Baltimore, yeah.
Baltimore, Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Miami, and St. Louis.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Oh, whoa.
That's and St. Louis is the one that's the team that's the standout. That's the one team that's not in their time zone.
Is this where you're putting, like, I mean, St. Louis, while they are a smaller market, they are a big market baseball team. Is that why you're throwing them in there?
And I just feel like the majority, really, it was just like
someone had to go.
This is the most southern team that I could move into these divisions with all these other southern teams.
Well, I mean, and it'll depend on your. Did you include any expansions in here?
So that was the other thing.
Because I was going to say could put. Oh,
I did not include expansions. I only relocated the A's.
Oh, okay.
That's all I did.
All right.
Like into Las Vegas, or
I relocated the Athletics to Mexico City.
All right. All right, let's hear it.
I mean, you think the Colorado elevation is bad.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. It would be the straightest breaking pitches ever in Mexico City.
Oh, wow. So the Central Time Zone division is going to be Chicago Cubs, Chicago White Sox, Minnesota Twins, Milwaukee Brewers, Kansas City Royals.
That could be a great division.
That sounds like a cool division. I like that.
That could work. That could really work.
The next Central Time Zone division, Texas Rangers, Mexico City Athletics,
Tex-Mex,
Houston Astros, Colorado Rockies, Arizona Diamondbacks.
Yeah, see, I love this.
Okay.
See, I love this because I get both the National League teams I wanted in our
with the
division.
caveat that with Colorado and Arizona playing on Mountain Time all year.
All right, and then we have one more division,
and then
right?
the Pacific Division.
Yes.
Dodgers, Angels, Padres, Giants, and Mariners.
That's a great division.
That's a really
the whole
good one too.
coast.
California and then Seattle.
Yep.
I mean,
all right.
I would say I did not think that was nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. The biggest thing to me that stuck out with that was the St. Louis thing. But everything else was not.
And I agree. That's the one. This doesn't really fit what I'm doing, but it's something's not gonna fit.
Could you?
And if you had to punish a team, why not the Cardinals?
What if? You could swap Kansas City and St. Louis. You could put Kansas City up with Baltimore, Atlanta, Tampa, and Miami, and then have the White Sox, the Cubs, the Twins, the Brewers, and the Cardinals.
If we were able to get the Nationals and the Orioles in the same division, I could really see that one being fierce because the Orioles hate that the Nationals exist to begin with. So I could see that one getting big brother, little brother real fast.
Okay.
Like that could get spicy. That one would be very similar to the Dodgers Padres to me.
I feel like I could flip flop the Orioles into the other Eastern Division with Detroit very easily.
Yeah. We bring you now to the thoughts of the assistant to the assistant GM, Tony Cook.
All right, guys. This is, another thing that's not about baseball because that's what I do on this end of this thing, apparently. But over the weekend, I went down to Austin and went to the Texas Longhorns home opener with my grandpa.
Hook 'em.
Yeah, hug 'em. Yeah. Y'all know from listening to this podcast, I'm a diehard Texas Longhorn fan. And so I wanted to talk to y'all, and I probably will do it as the season continues to go on, about our favorite quarterback and most expensive quarterback in the state of Texas, other than Dak Prescott, Arch Manning. Arch Manning, 5 touchdowns in this game. And they were the most pedestrian and mediocre 5 touchdown performance I've ever seen.
Were you very whelmed?
Yes.
Very
whelmed. This defense scored those touchdowns practically. There was a moment in the stands where a guy looked at his phone to look at the stats, and he goes, wow, Arch has got 4 touchdown passes? What's going on? That doesn't feel like it. And then his buddy turns to him and he goes, yeah, you and me'd have 5, though.
Oh, goodness. It
was that kind of game where we were just so much better than them at every position that,
you weren't going to lose no matter what.
You just needed a bus driver in this one. And
no sign of hope? Like, you didn't see anything that was like, oh, there it is.
Oh, it's hard to even the good things. It's hard to take anything with
against that team
with it. It's like, this guy fell down though. So
why does Rice play Texas?
He
hit a wide open receiver. Great.
He was 19 for 30, 295 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception,
and then 1 rushing touchdown as well.
Oh.
This is 74 QBR.
That's not that great, right?
4 touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. I would hope you had more than 295 yards. And I mean, the completion's close.
What was his percentage?
There's nothing wrong with the numbers, guys. There's nothing wrong with the numbers.
It was the eye test.
None of it was difficult. It's all your first read's wide open. You get it to the guy, and he's so much better than the guy covering him that he takes it, breaks the tackle, and goes 70 yards. It happened at least twice.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Like, we scored with the same receiver on back-to-back plays. We scored a long-ass touchdown. They fumbled the ball on, their first play. We get the ball and immediately throw it right back to that guy for another touchdown.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, they had 3. San Jose had 3 fumbles.
So, and we only had 1 touchdown in that Ohio State game.
They lost every one of them.
At one point, we had 3 touchdowns on the season, and this receiver had all 3. So I don't want to shit on the guy too much, but it's hard to celebrate anything good that they did, and it's really easy to shit on anything poorly that he did. And he took way too much time in the pocket. His processing speed is just not where it needs to be right now.
There's a cupcake schedule ahead of him too, because that's how college football is for some reason. It's UTEP,
everything to OU, right?
It's UTEP, Sam Houston, Florida will put up a fight. And then, Texas OU. And then after that, it's Kentucky. Then Mississippi State, they'll put up a fight. Vanderbilt, they'll put up some fight. And then Georgia, then Arkansas, who will put up a big fight. And then A&M.
So are you telling me that it's not outside the possibility that they could lose those last 3 games?
I mean, if he doesn't figure it out, he really only has one big test until Georgia, and that's Oklahoma. And then you've got, Kentucky, Mississippi State,
Lord
and
knows
Vanderbilt.
Anything can happen in the Texas OU game.
Yeah.
He could go out, look like God, and then immediately return to earth. That's how that game works.
Yeah, and get beat by Kentucky, which is not out of the realm of possibilities. I've seen it happen by this team.
It's not the second coming of Peyton or Eli.
I feel like I'm, kind of falling into the lazy river of just, shitting on him now that it's not a Heisman-worthy performance every time. It's like he had 5 touchdowns, and we're not pleased.
Yeah.
But if you watched the game, there wasn't a lot to be pleased about.
Well, thank you, dear listener, for playing along on another episode of The Ranger Zone.
The Ranger Zone.
It always means a great deal that you take the time to spend the time with us. Michael Irvin's mink coat in the middle of summer. As always, you can keep up with us trying to keep on social media on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. At Ranger Zone Pod, we are at Ranger Zone Pod. Worth a follow for the nonsense alone. And of course, you can listen to us just about anywhere you get your podcasts. Thank you again. This has been the Ranger Zone, and I have been Robbie Belusic.
I have been Chris Green.
I have been Tony Cook.
And that is the way the baseball go.